Welcome everyone to a casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today spawning in the north corner map, playing in blue we got Vlad Be Mad, also known as Demu, representing Team Liquid, playing as the English. And his opponent in the south, playing in red, we've got Jif Music playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Welcome everyone to Dry Arabia. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, hopefully you're having a fantastic day, and we're going to be seeing a cracking game today of course. The English versus the Holy Roman Empire. Something we've seen time and time again, but things have changed drastically. Lots have changed in this matchup, especially in this most recent patch, of course. You got the English that now actually get a free king from the Abbey of the King's landmark to get to the feudal age. That could be a strong possibility. We've actually seen a lot of strategies with that landmark. We do see players opting for that, get the free king, put a bit of pressure, sometimes expand to a second town centre, and then work from there. Of course, you've still got the age-old council hall for longbowmen opening if you so wish. We're seeing it a little bit less often, but it's still there as a really strong strategy. The HRE on the other side of the map, though, they've got a couple of options for them too. They've got the marching drills that come in for free for them now, which is great. Extra 15% movement speed on their infantry. It really packs a punch. Now, the HRE have been a civilization for a very long time that's been focused on the castle age, Regnitz Cathedral, get those relics nice and early. But actually with marching drills now, there's been a bit more of a prominence for their feudal age, extending it. Getting lots of military nice and early, of course. Having that prelate to buffer the economy by 40% on the gather rate is absolutely phenomenal. So I wonder if we're going to see an extended feudal age for the HRE. It's always possible. Bear in mind, with that marching drills, something that's kind of cool is that longbows don't necessarily have as big a punch as they used to. Of course, the longbows have the extra range, but when you think about countering the longbows, you want to gap close with infantry, right? If you have your own archers, the great thing you have is extra movement speed. Adding the extra 15% from the HRE, now those archers really quicken up and narrow that extra range that the longbowmen get. So it's a really nice benefit for the HRE that they've got now in the feudal age. And it will be the Abbey of Kings for Demu. Be getting that free king, and I'm kind of curious to see if he's going to go for a second town centre behind this. It's quite commonly done. But, you know, English and HRE at the moment are very versatile civilizations. I think that's one of the best things about the Age of Empires 4 game at the moment, is the versatility of the civilizations. It often was the case that actually it used to be one style of playing for each civ, and it was just a bit, you know, monotonous, doing the same sort of thing over and over again. You had the HRE going fast castle, the English kind of going for that feudal age pressure and working from there. But now things have definitely changed, especially when you think now, actually, with 3 villages and gold for Demu. That's kind of an interesting build. Like, sometimes you can see an early wheelbarrow, sometimes early broadaxe, and maybe you'll move those villages away from gold once he's got enough, but we'll have to see. Either way, Arkan Chapel, the landmark of choice for the HRE. Now that, to be fair, not much has changed on that regard. Like, we do sometimes see Minuet Palace, but not all that often. I think the bonus of the Arkan Chapel is just a little bit too good to give up these days. And so, Jif Music opting for that. Now, I would like to say a very big thank you for everyone who's been supporting the channel, whether it be on Twitch or YouTube. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The growth has been fantastic, especially on YouTube. And I think what's made a big difference is the fact that I've been very selective of the content that I upload. I make sure that the videos I upload are, you know, the banger games, the best games that I've casted. To make sure that it means that every video you click on, you know it's going to be a great game. Because otherwise, you never know. Like, if you post everything, then some games weren't actually that spectacular. So yeah, those don't make it to YouTube, I'm afraid, anymore. Opted for a second scout, actually, interestingly enough. I don't know if that was actually right from the beginning of the game. It might have been, or it must have been, right? That's the only reason why I go for second scout. We are seeing that actually more often for the HRE because they want to get extra sheep off the map, and they do chew through the food very quickly because of the 40% buffering on the gather rate, courtesy of the prelate. He's actually going for that early wheelbarrow here demo, quite typically done these days, and he's gone for an early farm as well. What's kind of curious is that actually got 5 villages of gold. Now, this is really unusual. Like, you would not expect this. It kind of makes sense to have 3 at times to maybe get the, you know, double broadaxe and the wheelbarrow, but 5? This suggests it may be a fast castle, which is kind of peculiar. Because, you know, fast castle does give you access to the relics a little bit earlier. It can get you second town centre in the form of the King's Palace, but that's a very expensive price to pay for a second town centre going to the castle age that way. It's obviously, I think over the King's Palace as a castle age is a really tricky one because then you've got the extra food costs you need for villager production. Makes it very difficult to actually start to fund some, you know, some of your army. Either way, speaking of army, King going across the map now, looking to put some pressure on that gold vein and do some damage. Wheelbarrow just about coming in for the English villagers. Will make things a little bit quicker. Charges on in, but the villagers garrison inside. Quick time and good reactions there by Jif Music, as you'd expect. Obviously, the outpost giving the extra vision. Now, one thing I did want to touch upon, by the way, as well. You know, guys, if you're enjoying the content, whilst the growth has been great on YouTube, I would love to try and secure some sponsors. Sometimes subscriber counts really help on that, so if you feel like you've watched a couple of games and you've enjoyed it, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Maybe say like you've watched 2 or 3 games. Definitely time to subscribe, right? Oh, might get villager here. Demu should get it. Nice pick off there. Wasn't expecting to see that. These villagers really should have garrisoned inside, but the pathing was a bit of a problematic situation, and Demu was going to ride on out and bring that king to heal on up. So good initial little pick off there by Demu. Well, the Predator, of course, garrisoned inside, so the Eco will be rocking and rolling. It looks like GIF Music definitely is posturing towards that castle age. But so is Demu in a way, which is kind of interesting to see. I mean, you have to start to think, like, you know, with the English opening with the king, they do often open up with the second town centre as well, and then go to the castle age with the White Tower. And in this sort of scenario, they're staying one town centre. You know, White Tower is often placed defensively to protect the second town centre play, right? Because it's pretty kind of greedy. But in this case, going for the White Tower, I just wonder whether it's going to go for, you know, the King's Palace. Maybe get that extra second town centre potentially out of it. And then pick up some relics. Try and contest the relics, at least from the HRE. Speaking of which, those 2 scouts just try and take as much HP from the king as much as possible. The king, of course, can heal himself up. So can the scouts, to be fair. Good batch of farms now built for Demu. Alright, well, it's not going to be too far off this. I mean, certainly the castle is kind of come in a little bit quicker for GIF Music, I would have thought. Just needs a little bit of extra gold. And he should be well on his way. Alright, where are these villagers off to? Looks like Demu opting for the age up, and kind of curious to see where... Wait, there's nothing here. Where is he going for the second town centre? Or King's Palace? Or... Wait a minute. Okay, it's happening. He's going for the tower. The White Tower drop. Now, we've seen this a little bit on the channel, of course. I did release a video about how I got to Conqueror 2 just with this one strategy. And there's been a lot of ruckus and hubbub and lots of controversy, shall we say, about the strategy. But he's actually going to go for this White Tower. It's absolutely phenomenal. We haven't seen any pro player really do this. And we're seeing it today with Demu. This is absolutely insane. Now, he's only going with 11 villagers. This isn't enough, guys. What is going on? This doesn't feel anywhere near enough. But at the same time, you know, the HRE have gone for the castle age. He's got no units. He's going to get stable now. There's the White Tower. He's actually doing it. Demu. He's got 14 villagers in the end. Villagers being brought through. I mean, Demu doesn't even have textiles at this point. But he's going to torch this down. I mean, he has the king to defend and help in with this, so that would definitely help. Gets 1 villager with the king, but, I mean, he's going to fight with the villagers. I mean, it does take 10 to one-shot a villager, but the torches... Wait, Demu, you got to build it. Oh, God, that's so close. That's so close. Like, he has to kind of keep building it and also kill villagers. Wait, no. He didn't delete it. He lost it. He actually lost every single bit of resource. Demu, what is he doing? He lost all of those resources for the castle. He has to back away. And guys, that is so many resources. 1,200 food and 600 gold. That's absolutely mental. Gonna go for the deer camp to try and salvage any sort of eco he can get now. And I mean, is the idle time being on that and losing those resources, that puts the HRE firmly in the driver's seat. That is absolutely mental how he's managed to stave that off. And now if people are wondering, oh look, the White Tower Rush is OP. Well, Demu, one of the professionals, tried it and it didn't work. To be fair, he didn't have textiles and he only had 14 villagers. But still, it was absolutely crazy. I can't believe that just happened. Now, where does Demu come back from this? I mean, that is madness. Now, to be fair, Demu did kill 8 villagers. Like, that is actually a lot. So, whilst Demu lost a lot of resources, believe it or not, somehow, he's not out of this. Demu, in fact, didn't actually lose a single villager, which is actually kind of crazy in itself. And he's on the prowl as well for some more. Gonna go for a barracks to get a bit more aggression in, but I can't believe what we're seeing. Holy moly. Okay, well, I can definitely say that this is going to make it to YouTube. Prelate garrisoning inside as well now. Be able to heal on up now. Also get the buffering, of course. Wait, where's he off to? He's picking up some relics? Yeah, he's going to go for those relics to make sure that he maximizes the benefit from the Relics Cathedral. And he will also have some knights on the field. Castle Age knights at that. And these villagers are super exposed. He does have 1 spearman, which is not nearly enough. This is going to be awkward. The charge takes out half the HP. He's going to start fighting with the villagers, but, you know, it's just not enough. The king needs to be here. 1 more spearman. And the big problem is that whilst Demu didn't lose a single villager up to now, he might just. Now, good thing he's got wheelbarrow, right? Now, this spearman did distract the knights a little bit. So there's potential he might be able to get out of there. Now, knight does die underneath the outpost. So that's even worse for Demu, but it does manage to retreat all the villagers. Like, this is kind of insane how this match is turning out, because sure, he lost a lot in terms of idle time and resources for sure, but he hasn't lost a single villager, Demu, so that's not too terrible. I mean, if you're looking for a silver lining, that's what it's going to be. Now, bear in mind, relics are coming in. Well, at least one. There's the first one to be picked up, and that will be brought home. But the Spearman getting some good damage. I mean, ultimately, it is a counter unit, despite it being a feudal age unit versus castle age unit. But the big problem for Demu is that a lot of the relics are coming in for the HRE. Oh, Knight there on the gold. Demu's got to be careful about this one. He's trying to afford that castle age again, the second time in the game, but oh, he's going to try and fight this up. Now, the Knight is relatively weak. He should lose that villager in the end. He does. Does garrison size, so we'll pick off the Knight. Fairly sure about that. There he goes. Speaking of Knight, Jiff Music tries to go to the deer camp, and Spearman just being a bit annoying, especially with the king, and there's no lancers to protect, and the villagers actually have to back away. He might get a couple of villagers kills. I mean, this is kind of crazy. I was doing this. Does get another villager. He's killed 10 in total. He's going to kill that Knight as well, no doubt. And Spearman going to be healing on up. But, oh, that relic going to be sniped. Wallow. King. Oh, wait. I don't think this works. Oh, he just got out of there, Demu. Just. I'm not 100% sure, actually. Can you convert the king? I'm not too sure about that. Let me know in the comment section below if you actually know about that, whether you can convert the king. It's going to dive on in. Oh, nice snipe on the Spearman, though, with the charge. He does have a couple of knights building up. Obviously, double stable production. Spearman, brace. The king is awfully low in HP. He does charge on in, but gotta be careful. Tries to snipe at one knight. Doesn't quite manage a good micro there by Jiff Music to pick away the weak one. The Spearman taking a good trade overall. Loses another. Behind all of this, I mean, the crazy thing is that Demu is having to forward the castle age for a second time. But the fact that he didn't lose too many villagers actually really helps him out here. Especially because he's actually occupying this area where there's deer camp, right? The HO would love to take that food. It's something they struggle with food at times. Of course, the English with the cheaper farming transition don't have such a problem. I'll stop for the berries there on the south side. Understandably so. Those two relics are coming in pretty slow. Jeez, these guys have been... feel like he picked it up ages ago. But now, it's going to go with the King's Palace. So it's going to be a second town centre, placed very conservatively. I think he has to play super defensive, right? No other choice, really, at this point. And this relic going to be guarded as well by these units. What an insane game so far. Spearman about to dive on in. Does take a decent amount of HP off those knights. Just gotta be careful not to lose everything though, Demu, because it looks like the Predator's on the prowl. Does pick up the relic, but drops it in immediately, pretty much. There is that castle age now for Demu. Going to be scaling that economy with more farms. And the good thing for these Spearmen is keeping a lot of them alive, and they are healing on up, so they will be upgraded. It's going to be a little bit more problematic for these knights to deal with. Actually adding in some horsemen, which is a curious choice. I'm surprised not to see some archers or some infantry himself, like some crossbows potentially. But having to get farming transition now is a little bit awkward for the HRA, of course. It's not ideal. He's going to engage now before the upgrades coming in. This is a good time for Jiff Music, I think. Although he's got to be careful with the prelate. Tries to pick up another relic, but he's actually going to try and inspire and heal on up. And he will. The king is under pressure, has to back away. And the relic will be brought home. Jiff Music already has 3 other relics. Another one about to be brought home. So it will be great, looking good on that front. But ultimately, the problem for Jiff Music is that he's on 1 town centre, right? So Demu is on 2 town centre, and he is up to the castle age himself. Lack of units is going to hurt him maybe, potentially, in the next few minutes. But as long as Demu can survive 5-10 minutes into the game now, he'll actually be significantly ahead on villager count. So believe it or not, Jiff Music kind of struggling here. But what a phenomenal game so far. White Tower Rush failed there for Demu. What a way to give your opponent a head start. Still though, I don't actually believe that Demu's out of this or just gets pipped to the post. With that relic, Jiff Music will be bringing that back home, at least for now, unless it gets intercepted. Demu, he knows that happens, so he might be sending some units to chase, but doesn't really have the mobility, right? He's got the English King, I guess? Horseman chasing after him, though. Yeah, it looks like the English King possibly trying to intercept that prelate. Probably won't make it. He's even looking to get a couple of sacred sites, and one spearman going to go for the horseman. Yeah, I mean, King will be able to come back home and heal himself up, and charges right back out there. Two of the sacred sites being picked up by the HRE. King backs away. Spearman gets some really good hits there. And Jiff has to back away. But Farm in Transition is kind of hit Jiff Music quite hard, although it looks like he might be going for a fast Imperial, or fastish Imperial. I say fast, but nothing about this game at the moment is going to be fast after that craziness that started off with the White Tower Rush. But yeah, possibly Imperial Age with the Palace of Swabia. Probably a good choice. Because you're going to need to catch up on village count, knowing that his opponent's on 2 town centres. Well, just a bit of aggression here. Tries to take care of the barracks, but yeah, it's going to take some time to get rid of that. The great thing for Demu, he's got quite a few units. And that's the key detail now. Now that he's got units, he's got a much better way of defending. Especially with the spearmen. He's got the counter units, right? I mean, there's a decent number of knights, but again, yeah, this is not good for Jiff Music. He's going to lose everything. I guess he's kind of trapped in a way, but losing 3 knights like that for free is pretty bad. And it will be that Palace of Swabia to get to the Imperial Age. That will give him a good tech up. So the units he's got will be a little bit more beefy, although he doesn't have many anyway. Looking to secure that goal. Now it's really going to be about the HRE's ability to defend with the cannon outposts, right? That's kind of the big thing about them, and just make sure the Palace of Swabia stays running for quite some time. But a significant villager lead now for Demu, and military lead. It's putting Jiff in a bit of a pickle. Now about to charge on in. The prelate probably should go down here. He'll get sniped. We're trying to wallow maybe? Wait. Did he misclick that? I feel like he misclicked that. I want to relocate it potentially. But that didn't work. And Demu capturing the sacred sites for his extra bit of gold income. It does feel like Demu's going to be stuck in the castle stage for quite some time, right? It's getting investment into the palisades around the right side. This is actually a really key area because there's so many resources. 2 gold veins, berries, deer camp. In fact, 2 berry bushes. This is absolutely huge. The fact that he's got the spawn really helps him out in this map. Like, it could be a lot worse, right? For sure. But getting the food in the base is pretty nifty. I mean, to be fair, he's got a lot of farms already, so he won't really rely on that. But it's the gold. That's the key bit of detail. The Palace of Swabia just about to get running, and there we go. And the villager printer is online. Gotta be careful, though. That's a lot of spearmen, and chucking knights into it won't help. Needs to garrison. At least some damage will come out from the palace. Wait, he's charging with the knights. I mean, he feels like he needs to do something about this, but what is this? This is not a fight he wants to take. He's not made any tech switch, which is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, sure, he'll clear out the spearmen overall, but he's lost a lot. Like, this is not a good trade by any means, and Demu will be absolutely happy to take that trade any day of the week. He even gets another knight. Oh god, that was so painful. Look at the destruction value, like, considering those knights are so premium units, to lose them to spearmen like that is a bit rough. Looks like Demu possibly thinking about the Imperial Age himself, possibly could go with the Wingard Palace, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Berkshire Palace as well. Just to shore up the defences, it's always an option for him. Of course, Wingard Palace would give him a little bit of an extra edge in terms of unit production, which, to be fair, in a way could be useful for defensive purposes, like just pumping out units as much as you can. That's one way to defend yourself. And he's got the Sacred Site Victory approaching as well, so there is a timer activated. Jiff has to get out on the map quickly, but of course needs a bit of time actually for the printer, the Palace of Swabia to really escalate and get those units out. Let's take a look at the income per minute right now. I mean, the food is absolutely bonkers, right? He's going to go for the Berkshire Palace in the end, and it's going to put it quite central actually. It's kind of an interesting spot, right? It's definitely over the sacred site, but I'm a bit surprised to not see it a little bit further forward on top of the gold, right? Because this is the issue you want to protect. When the game does go to the mid to late game, you want to protect these 2 gold veins, which got 8,000 gold in them. I mean, it does protect it a little bit, at least denies the enemy taking it, but it doesn't necessarily secure it for yourself. If, you know, Jiff Music gets a keep of his own here, it means that no one can take it. It's just decapping the sacred site on the west side. Sticking with the knights, though. I mean, do we see any other production? There is a barracks, but... yeah, okay, there's a couple of barracks. He's opting for Man-at-Arms Spearmen, potentially, here. He's going to have for Landsknechte. I mean, they're pretty squishy. I mean, sure, in a mass as a support unit, they can do some work, but... doesn't feel like this is a good choice of units here for Jiff. So the cannon and placement inside the outpost. Villagers garrison inside. Palace of Swabia, but Spearmen dive on in, and Demu will be quite happy to take this fight, although to be fair, Landsknechte will get some good damage against Spearmen, just doesn't quite have the numbers. Prelates tanking a little bit, healing each other up, buying some time for the outpost to do their work. But a good bit of raiding here for Demu. It's good 15 villagers so far, and that count is climbing. And the more importantly, it allows him to buy time, right? He's got to the Imperial Age himself, and these farms now are going to have enclosures pretty soon. I would have thought. There it is, it's been clicked. Going to give him a decent amount of gold gathering, 1 gold per 5 seconds on the farms that work, and considering the number of farms he's got, that's going to be a massive gold. And the great thing about the English at this point, they do start to escalate and start getting the Man-at-Arms spam, potentially. We'll see what production buildings he drops, but he does have 1 barracks so far. Looks like he's getting the armored clad upgrade, does 2 barracks actually, in fact, and rolls out with another king. The HRE in for a rude awakening, loses a couple of knights then the forward position next to that Berkshire Palace, and it's hard for Jiff Music to push on out. Now he has equalized the village count somewhat, so things are pretty neck and neck. Now considering the way the game started, with Demu setting himself with a massive handicap with a failed White Tower rush, well, he's definitely caught up. Jiff Music playing it now with as a pretty even standing. Landsknechte, yeah, they try to engage with the knight. Possibly could have taken him out, but I know what that loss is. Did lose one. Oh, a bit too close to the Berkshire Palace for comfort. Berkshire Palace going to get so much damage out, and yeah, he's chasing. I mean, that's not going to work. Those guys are needlessly losing their lives. Now, speaking of the English farms, well, the HRE operating with their farms. Kind of sad not to see them around the Ark and Chapel, although the extra 40% buffering is actually massive. You can actually get some prelates just to buff these villages up. I think we've seen Valdemar do it really effectively. You kind of have to, right? I'm really disappointed sometimes seeing HRE players do this. And just get more prelates. It's definitely worth it. When you have this kind of economy scaling, it's something that's overlooked a lot, but to be fair, he's got 1 there. That certainly helps. But all these villages in gold could have been inspired. And it makes a big difference, right? Considering the economy that he's got, the bank of resources, he kind of needs it to be able to produce more units quickly. Alright, it's got all 3 sacred sites now, Demu. No more stone to get another keep just yet, but so much food, so much gold, and, you know, he's probably going to be starting to spam out units before too long. The right side sacred site being decapped as we speak, king going in on in, and he's a bit careful. There's a couple of, you know, man-at-arms with heavy maces in there for the HRE. These farms are super exposed as well, which is not ideal. Now, the HRE did get all 5 relics, by the way, which is actually kind of phenomenal. Like, the gold income should be through the roof. Having said that, like, Demu has maybe 8 villagers more gathering gold, to be fair. And he does keep up with the relics gold income because of the sacred sites and also the enclosures, of course. Oh, the king very low in health, but he keeps him alive. That's going to bring him home to heal on up. And the great thing as well that the Demus are on the map, right? He's taking off the gold on the map, and that's going to be great in the long term. It denies the gold from his enemy too. And to be fair, he needs the gold himself. But it looks like the HRE now starting to push out with the trebuchet, mostly man-at-arms, believe it or not. And I'm curious to see how Demu starts to escalate his army. He's got a couple of knights, which would do okay-ish against these man-at-arms, but he might need to add in a couple of crossbows, which he could potentially do from the Berkshire Palace itself. Can produce units, of course. But here's the first trebuchet, starting to unpack, and I wonder whether Springald's could be on the field. Maybe Culverin's, actually. That could be a good shout. But it's going for mass stables, it seems. So it's going to go for the elite knight play. I mean, I don't hate it. We're seeing this a lot, actually, these days. Cavalry coming in for the English rather than the longbows. Just to move it to the left side with Man at Arms kind of leaves that trebuchet exposed, no? It's getting reinforcements, to be fair. Spearman going to spot the Man at Arms, so Demu will be aware of this situation, especially if they actually turn around and attack. So we'll get an attack notification. Demu moves away instantaneously, and he should be able to keep an eye on that army now. Man at Arms going to be captured out. Oh no, he's moved. He didn't A-click, and so he's going to lose quite a few Man at Arms before even engaging. Oof, that's a bit rough there for Jiff Music. He's going to turn around and fight now, but Demu picking away the weak knights. Going to keep them on healing. Down the middle, looking to snipe out the trebuchet. Should get it. No, maybe not. But it's just going to be repairing, keep the trebuchet alive for now. Knights diving on in. Oh, massive charge on the Man at Arms. Should get a good surround on this. Don't forget the knights are healing it up because of the king. Does lose a couple of knights, but should be fine with this. Berkshire Palace in a great spot. Man at Arms going to dive it though. Not sure about this one. He's going to snipe a couple of villagers. He will get the villagers, but at what cost? He has to back away really now. Overall, maybe loses 2-3 Man at Arms. Did kill a couple of villagers, caused a bit of idle time after all. All 3 sacred sites once again now for Demu. Mass Knights, you'd love to see it. It's going to have great mobility. Now the great thing is got some palisades. It's only palisades though, so it could be easy to break through. It is open down the middle, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Demu just charge on in. In terms of armies, getting a Spearman, which is, again, like, okay, it counters Knights, but in the super late game, actually, Knights are just so much more population efficient. And when you've got resources coming out of your ears, like the English 2 now, you definitely want to be the one playing the Knights. Still working on the Berkshire Palace. It's taken off a decent chunk of HP, but still a lot live, and Knight's going to dive on in, trying to snipe out the trebuchet, potentially charges on the Man at Arms. He needs to bring those Knights away, just not enough of them just yet. Although, tell you that, and that if those get involved, that's going to be a big deal. Decaps the, or trying to decap the 6 on the west side, might just do it. And he's going to continue to repair, just buy a bit of time to be able to snipe those trebuchets. Oh, that's a lot of Knights coming on this west side, and Jiff Music, he'll spot it, but again, for the second time in the game, he's just moving in, not A-clicking, not A-moving, so he will lose. I mean, they don't even get any swings of the maces, just loses everything. Oh no, not like this, not like this. He's got boiling oil. There's no way this works. I mean, to be fair, actually, he's got the trebuchet behind this, right? So he's going to wall it on in to protect it in. I like it, I like it. I mean, it might work, but he's going to lose a lot of units, and if it doesn't work, then this is a massive sunk cost of units, right? And even if it does work at this point, he's going to lose all of these Man at Arms. They're completely surrounded. Oh, Jeff, he paid way too high a price for this, I think. Oh, I mean, the thing is, the king, I mean, yeah, the king has got so much value for these knights, and sure, the trebuchet might take the Berkshire Palace down in the end. I don't think the repair's coming in too quick enough. Oh, just about. Oh no, this is going to be a close one. This is definitely going to be... Oh no, the trebuchet packed up. He's not going to get it in the end. Oh, Jeff, he committed so many units and didn't even manage it in the end, and the village is going to keep repairing, and this army's gone. I mean, Demu, he's taking this fight, and he's winning it big time. Just so many knights. The Berkshire Palace is on fire, but these villagers are working hard to put it out. He's created a bit of a playpen. Trebuchet keep an outpost rather with a relic inside, and Demu pulling away all the weak knights, attacking with the stronger ones and bringing them back. He's fighting on the Berkshire Palace. I mean, Jeff, he's just throwing away units at this point. Look at the army value, 17,000 for Demu, 3,000 for the HRE. That tells you the full story, really. But he's trying to mass wall up with stone walls and keeps for the sacred sites. Okay, he wants to carve up the map, but don't forget, sacred site is only one of the several win conditions. Demu could just run into his base right now. Spearman brace, so we'll get some good cost-effective trades. Knight's going to take out the trebuchet whilst they can, and it's unprotected. I mean, even then, the Spearmen, they're being laughed at by these knights. Just way too many of them. Look at all the upgrades as well. Demu got so many blacksmith upgrades that are so relevant. Can't say the same for Jiff Music. He's riding on in on the economy. Village is going to be taken down, and oh, how does Jiff Music come back into this now? bear in mind with the knights and the defenses that the HRE have, he might be able to actually clear this all up. But it's causing a lot of idle time, right? To be fair, Jiff does have a great number of units. A great amount of resources, rather. It banked up. And to be fair, he is population capped. Got a heck of a lot of villagers. But look at this. The mass knights still... A lot of them are weak in health, to be fair, so might slowly be taken down. I mean, ultimately, there are cannon emplacements inside these outposts. And so we'll clear this up, but it's bought a lot of time for Demu just to recalibrate and regroup. That's a lot of spearmen now, though. Yeah, it's getting a little bit too much here for Demu. He does really have to back away now before he loses everything. And King's still alive, gonna heal all units up, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to the Abbey of the Kings. Get stone walls on his left side himself. Oh, Spearman brace. He's taking the fight. Jeez. Demu losing a lot of knights there. Of course, he's getting gold passively from the farms, which certainly helps. Getting siege workshops now on the front lines. Maybe... Wait. No way. Is he going to go for Rebaldaquin? Like Demu needs a counter, right? And if he's going for siege workshops, that's the only answer here. Gets to keep on the left side, so it just should be safe. I mean, it looks like it's Rebaldaquin, believe it or not. That's kind of insane. It doesn't have much gold in the bank, but... I mean, obviously, archers would be... Or longbows would be much more of a natural choice, but I don't think anything's been natural about this game so far. Go on, Demu, do it. It's got to be Rebaldaquin, right? Oh, keep on the right side. It will go up, but... Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, we'll go up, but... Oh god, he loses everything. It is all those villagers. The charge was insane, and do you know what? He doesn't have boiling oil. This is going to go down as quickly as it was built up. Look at it, being torched down. And there it is. There's a Rebaldaquin. There's the first of hopefully many. Charging under the middle. Going to try and torch the Berkshire Palace, but, you know, he's got boiling oil, he's got cannon emplacements. That keep went down in a blink of an eye, and now Demu taking the gold on the right side. And bear in mind, the 5 relics for the HRE will buy him time in terms of gold access. Like, he will have some gold income. A decent amount. Will it be enough? He really wants this Berkshire Palace, but I don't think this is going to work like this. What's that, Rebaldaquin? Making his way across the map. I mean... Sure, it's taking up a lot of HP, but... With the knights involved now... God, if he sends a couple of villagers to repair, he's back to square one. Rebaldaquin actually ripped through some of those spearmen. Might get another shot. There aren't any villagers repairing, so he might actually lose the Berkshire Palace in the end. But, I mean, yeah, okay, Jiff gets it, but at what cost? He lost so many premium units for that. King dies. And Rebaldaquin now is a big problem for Jiff Music. There's a second added to the mix. Bear in mind, Demu's gold income is pretty secure on the right side with the keep and stone walls. And the knights just need to protect those Rebaldaquins if they can. Oh, they're getting so much value on the left side. He did lose one in the end. These spearmen, oh god, they're not even getting close. The knights charging on in, they're basically a great meat shield at this point. Things starting to overrun a little bit. Now Jiff's still at a healthy population, but he's running out of answers, right? He's just spent so many resources funneling it in to try and take these knights down. And the good thing for him is he's only using food and wood units, not gold, so that... I mean, he doesn't have gold, to be fair. The big problem is wood. Where is his next wood axe? Oh, this is a big problem, actually. He has to secure wood on the right side, and... Sure, he's got some stone walls behind that, to be fair, but he's starting to really be low down on numbers. I mean, it doesn't... He's got 51 military somewhere. I don't know really exactly where they are, but they're not together, that's for sure. There's 3 Rebaldaquins. He can't get on top of that. He's going to need culverins of his own, I think, at this point. He needs some sort of... Whoa, Demu, though. Bit of an overstep. Or, oh, maybe not. He baited him in. Oh, God, the Rebaldaquin getting so much damage. Demu's just allowing it at this point. He does lose 1 Rebaldaquin, but there's 2 more. Spearman can't get on top of them. Does get a keep to defend with, but I think, guess what? Demu has 2 bombards behind this. He did lose a lot of knights. Here's a culverin for Jiff. Trouble is that keep is going to be down before too long. And the knights are dragging a lot of spearmen back, and that's exactly what Demu needs, right? This is a distraction. Oh, Rebaldaquin's out. Turn around, fight. Oh, God. I mean, he will lose... Oh, maybe not. Oh, that's amazing. He brings it back behind the knights. The knights tank. Sure, he'll lose a lot of the knights, but, I mean, the HRE can lose those infantry units massively. Oh, God, that Rebaldaquin. They're doing all sorts of damage. He does lose a lot of the knights, so Demu still throwing away units. I mean, this game is absolutely wild, right? They're just throwing units left, right, and centre. Villagers, though, repairing up their Baldaquin. Their premium units. 3 bombards. I love that addition, by the way. Whenever you go up against the HRE with the Palace of Swabia, if you want to kill them off, you have to do infrastructural damage. And a great way of doing that, of course, is bombards. Oh, these spearmen, they're trying to take out the bombards. They can't get too many pokes before they go down. He's in range of the Berkshire Palace as well. Absolutely chewed to pieces, and the villagers coming out to repair those bombards. It looks like it's going to be a siege fest. At least on the side of Demu. Oh my god. He's really going for it. 5 Rebaldaquin. 3 bombards. And you're going to start working through. Demu's actually got 5 military... Wait. Is he for real? He's got nothing to protect the siege. I mean, to be fair, I guess the siege in a way protects itself. The Rebaldaquin. Wait, there's only 3 there. 2 more on the back. He needs to be getting those close by. The villagers tanking. That's massive, actually. That buys a lot of time for the Rebaldaquin to do what they need to do. And let's take out these spearmen. And the villagers are repairing. They're part of the army now. There's a culprit. Not enough to one-shot a Rebaldaquin, though. What an insane game. Absolutely bonkers. And Berkshire never went down in the end. Has repaired to full health. So Jiff Music has to start once again. Is he really going for horsemen here? That's kind of insane. He's doing this. He's going for the raids, right, I guess. And a distraction. But imagine making horsemen into spearmen, knowing that your enemy's got spearmen. Demu, he wants the challenge. And he wants to raid in as well. God, the siege numbers really start to escalate now. 6 Rebaldaquin. He's got a couple of springalds. He snipes out the culverin, which is huge. Oh no, villagers here on the right side for Demu. A lot of them are going to be dying pretty quickly. Gonna get some palisades on the right side just to help protect himself from the raids, but you know, the raid is still happening. Just as well as got the Palace of Swabi, right? Oh, villagers. Oh no. I mean, he's got cannon placements. He's going to lose a lot of villagers. I mean, ultimately, I guess it doesn't necessarily matter for the HRE, but still. Are these villagers trying to take out springalds? Quite possibly. Ah, the bombard gets so much damage. Springalds kill villagers as well, apparently. You can't get close enough. Spearmen on the right have taken care of the horsemen, so might head in that position. Ah, the big problem for the Demu there. All of the Rebaldaquin focused on 1 spearman in the end. Even man-at-arms can't tank up. They can't muster it. Oh, it's a distraction. And there's so many springwalls now as well, so... Like, even anti-siege from this point, from Jiff Music, won't be enough. Like in the form of culverins. There's too many springwalls for Demu. He's going to bang his head against the wall. Oh, this could be decent. This could be juicy. He might pick off 1 Rebaldaquin, but he's going to lose everything in the process. He might not even get a single one. Oh, the man-at-arms. Big, absolutely dunked on. He does lose 1 in the end. Only just. And these are definitely paid for themselves. Spearman going for the Berkshire Palace again, but that's not going to work. Trying to get us around, actually. Pretty nifty. Oh, the Spearman. They get decimated by the Rebaldaquin. He's got 7 of them now. I mean, where do you go from Jiff Music here? You had the White Tower rushed. It didn't work for your enemy. Oh, no. Oh, God. He's trying to get a keep on the left side, but there's 2 bombards there already, and it's not even going to finish before it goes down. Jiff Music. Oh, God. He lost the stone. Almost has enough stone for another keep, but that's so gut-wrenching to see that happen. Does have 1 more culverin, but Springal's going to jump on that really quickly. Doesn't even get a shot off. Not a single shot. And Demu keeping the Rebaldaquin right in the Starved Forest. Meant that the culverin couldn't get that first shot anyway. Extending the network of castles bonus. Probably network of citadels by now. It is indeed. He's actually got 8 non-siege military, Demu. It's full siege mode. Tries to get surround on the Rebaldaquin. Doesn't quite manage. Does go in spread formation, which will certainly help. The mass springals at this point. Took about overkill. Uh-oh, on the right side. Oh my god. They get absolutely decimated. Oh, I don't know how... When you get to this critical mass of Rebaldaquin, I don't know what stops it. But you gotta feel for Jiff Music in a way. Got 4,000 food coming in. Like, the economy is absolutely bonkers. but he just can't find a way to deal with this. Those stone walls. No, those aren't going to happen. At least not anytime soon. And it's fully population capped again. Both players are, to be fair. Slowly but surely. Demu moving on out forward. Springwall's getting a couple of kills for free. Actually, he's got a couple of hand cannoneers, just for good measure, it seems. Gold vein has expired in the east. One of the Berkshire Palace still going, though. About 3,000 left on the... Yeah, this is where it's really tricky, right? 2,000, almost 2,000 gold per minute for Demu. A third of that for GIF Music. Spread formation, plenty of spearmen. They're going to try and go on the right side, but we'll have a look at this one and see how it goes, but I'm not so sure it's going to work out well for GIF Music. Oh my god, those spearmen absolutely decimated. To be fair, they're going to get on top of some of them, but most of them just get absolutely shredded. Comes in with another wave. Siege defense at this point for Demu. God, they can't get close enough. They just can't. That's gut-wrenching. And a lot of it's down to the spring walls, right? Because you start to think yourself, can you get covering yourself? Well, yeah, but not when you're outnumbered by this number of spring walls. Bombard's just about to move on through. I think Demu just needs one big push, and I'm kind of interested to see how he does it. Does he stick with mass siege? Quite possible. He's maxed out again though, GIF. But he's just headbanging infantry. We've seen this time and time again. He wants to go for it. Got a border queen about to deploy. Oh god, there's infantry. They might get on top of Bombard or two and the hand cannoneers as well, but the border queen on the back line going to decimate them really badly. To be fair, he's killed a lot of the spring lords. But the big problem is the number of border queen. Like, he can't get even close to them. He didn't even take out half the hand cannoneers. And he has to back away, back to square one again. There's no breaking this. And he's got one bombard for good measure as well. Just take a couple of farms, just poke and prod and be annoying, I guess. GIF Music, just about to be population capped once again. 2 springles this time, 3 in fact. He's going to dive in once again, quite possibly. Reborder Quinn. They've already started to fire. They've deployed. He's going to body block with the bombards. Oh, it's a distraction. They just can't do it. They cannot get close enough. Demu's not lost a Reborder Quinn for quite some time. He's going to go for another oh god, he's going to go for another push in, but yeah, it's just not enough. At some point, GIF has probably got to give up and recognize he's just not got enough. It's going to be death by Reborder Quinn and hand cannoneers, to be fair. Can't forget them. Demu comes in with a king once again, and a couple of bombards this time actually. He's made a bit of a switch. Bit of an addition of those, so you can take out the infrastructure for sure. Oh god, another massive shot. There's just no way. He's trying to focus on the springles at this point, but he can't get close. Slowly but surely, Demu is moving on in. He does get one pick off though. Oh, he's got a decent number of springles, to be fair. GIF, maybe he's not out of this. Copium. Just joking. I mean, there's no way, surely, right? I mean, the kind of crazy thing is that the siege is actually healing from the king. That's actually kind of bonkers. I don't know if that should be in the game, but it is. It doesn't even need villages at this point. It does have some villages if he wants to repair manually, but it's actually going to make a smash and grab just to add a bit of salt into the wound. The English monk gonna walk away gingerly, slowly, with the Rennick. He even managed to get the gold on the west side, by the way. We actually kind of missed that point. Didn't expect him to have control over it, but he's getting it. Actually has enough stone for a keep. Could go in for a push and try and snipe in a little bit and get a keep in the full position. Does have a couple of springles, but he's got a decent number of springles of his own here, Demu, and the bombards as well. I mean, the infantry won't make it out alive, that's for sure. They're going to... Oh god, they're going to get decimated once again. blink of an eye. He can't get close. Here comes another. Oh, God. Before they even get a swiping distance, they get absolutely sniped. Springall's the backing away. He senses fear here. Demu with the hand cannons as well. Just to make sure the infantry can't get close enough, and the hand cannons might even focus on the Springalls. That's exactly what they're doing. The bombard's going for them as well. He's on down to 2 Springalls, 1 Springald, and there's just no way now. Now that he's camping on the base, surely that has got to be over for Jiff Music. He is now struggling in population. It's 150 now. Although he's picking off a couple of hand cannoneers, but that's only half the problem. He's toying with his food. He's going to get one last rip through those infantry units, Demu, and I'm sure we'll see the tap out soon. He's going to have to put him out of his misery. 46 minutes of this madness. And you kind of have to feel a little bit bad for Jiff, right? After all that madness from the early game, having to fight off a White Tower rush, he managed to hold off, but Demu, he comes in with plenty of knights, crazy amounts of knights, and then transition into the siege, Rebaldaquins, and the bombards. It's what's stolen the show. I mean, look at the destruction value. That tells it all. 108,000 for Demu. Almost half of that for Jiff. The bombards, yeah, they're going to start making work on the landmarks now, and Jiff Music, he's struggling to mass up a force to push this back. I don't think he can get even close. Not with this number of Rebaldaquins, and all that remains to be seen is Jiff Music tapping out, and there it is. He taps out. Demu comes in with a clutch play. A crazy game of Age of Empires 4. Probably one of the most fun I've casted in a long time. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel for all things Age of Empires 4. Take care, and see you next time.